Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our Monday yoga edition for Bakersfield College Renegade Virtual Fitness. I'm Casey Babcock, and we are here at the Evolve Core Yoga Studio in downtown Bakersfield. So we're going to get a nice little pick-me-up flow for our Monday, kind of setting the pace for this week. We're going to go through in about 40-45 minutes, getting a little bit of movement through there, elevating that heart rate, then bringing it into a little bit more stamina. But just grab a mat, grab a towel. We're going to get started here. We want to start out in that child's pose, coming down onto the knees, resting the hips back, extending those hands forward, letting the stomach rest between the knees, relaxing the chest, letting the forehead rest on the mat. Taking a few moments here, allowing the body to rest, allowing the mind to clear. Allowing the breath to come and go. Continue finding that breath. Looking forward to those thumbs. We're going to turn the thumbs upright, rotating out the shoulders. Holding that child's pose. Flattening the palms to the mat. We're going to shift our weight forward, dropping the hips down, dropping that chest. The tops of the feet are flat on the mat. Those palms planted next to the chest. With an inhale, we're going to lift the chest and top ribs off that mat, finding that baby cobra. Letting it back down. Pushing through the mat. Again, we find baby cobra. Letting it back down. One more time, pushing up, finding that baby cobra. Extending the arms all the way out, finding full cobra. Keeping the palms planted, shifting the hips back, finding our tabletop. We want to align our joints, getting the shoulders over wrists, fingers are spread, having those knees underneath the hips. We want to focus on driving the weight from that thumb and the palm to that pointer finger as we get into these cat-cows. Dropping our spine, we can push up our head and tail. Arching our back, finding our cat, driving it through the palms. Again, head and tail. Back into cat. Head and tail. And cat. One final head and tail. One final cat. Bringing that spine to neutral. Catching that inhale in. Opening the mouth, we can exhale out. Curling under these back toes, we're going to take those hips up. Finding our downward dog for the first time today. Bending that left knee, we're going to drive that right heel down into the mat. Now bending the right, drive that left heel back. Back to the right. Back to the left. One more right. One more left. Driving both heels back, lowering the chest closer to the knees. From this downward, we're going to shift the weight forward, finding high plank. Slowly lowering the chest down, we're going to flip the toes, pushing into upward dog. Keeping the elbows tight. Back to our downward dog. Back to our plank. Chaturanga down, pushing into upward dog. Downward dog. Finding our plank, chaturanga down, upward dog. Downward dog. Holding this downward, kicking up that right foot, pointing the toes back. We're going to swing it through the hands, that knee over shoulder or knee over ankle. That left leg's elongated. Fingers are on the mat. We're in that low runner. Gathering the breath. Keeping that right hand planted, we're going to lift that left up to the sky. Planting that left hand. Taking that right foot back to plank. Chaturanga down, upward dog. Downward dog. Bringing that left foot up. Swinging it through the hands, taking that low runner. Planting that left, we're going to raise that right up to the sky. Planting that right. Back to high plank. Chaturanga down. Upward dog. Downward dog. Gathering the breath. Right foot up. Swinging it through. Planting that right. We raise the left. Planting that left. High plank. Chaturanga down. Upward dog. Downward dog. Left foot up. Swinging it through. Low runner. Plant the left. Right arm up. Planting that high plank. Down and up. Down. Catch the breath. One more time, right leg up. Swinging it through. Planting that right, raising that left. Planting the left, high plank, down and up. Down. Left foot up, swinging it through. Planting that left, raise that right. Planting that right, high plank, down and up. Downward dog. Walking the feet forward, meeting those hands. Taking our forward fold. Finding halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhaling the arms up. Bringing prayer to center. And release. Grabbing some water. Find that first rest. Hope we're all having a great Monday. When you're ready, we're going to come back to that tabletop. Realigning those joints. We're going to start out lifting the left hand to the, spreading it under that right, drop hand out, looking under that right arm. We can drop. Sliding that right palm back, lifting the chest, raising that left arm, looking up. Landing that left. Now raising that right, looking up. Sliding it under that left, dropping that right shoulder. We slide that left hand forward, pushing the hips back. Sliding that left palm back, lifting that chest, inhaling that right arm up, looking up. Landing that right palm, we curl under those back toes again, driving the hips up. We're back to that downward dog. Resetting the hands if you need. We're going to kick that right foot up, Swinging it to the outside of that right hand. We're going to raise ourselves into crescent. Turning that back foot out, finding that 45 degree. We're now in warrior one. Turning to the left, finding our warrior two. Wrapping that left arm, raising the right, finding reverse warrior. Holding this reverse, elongate that right leg. Keeping that leg locked, we're going to windmill the arms. Dropping that right hand to that right shin. Lifting that left up. Back to warrior two. Forward to one. Turning that left foot forward, back to crescent. Planting our hands. We're going to push into our three-legged dog, taking our chest down into upward dog. Gather the breath. Downward dog. We're going to find that opposite side, that left foot up. Swinging it to the outside of that left hand. We're going to raise into crescent. Now turning out that right foot. It becomes warrior one. Turning to the right, we find warrior two. Wrapping that right, raising that left, finding reverse warrior. Holding this reverse, elongate that front leg. Keeping that leg locked, windmill the arms. Left hand, left shin, right arm up. Finding that triangle. Back to warrior two. Taking it forward to one. Turning that front foot forward. Finding crescent. Planting the hands, we push into our three-legged, taking it down and up. Downward dog. Catch the breath in this downward. We're going to get that movement one more time each side. Kicking the right foot up. Swinging it to the outside of that right hand. Pushing up into crescent. Turning out that back foot, becoming warrior one. Turning to the left, warrior two. Warrior. Along that front leg. Windmilling down the triangle. Back to two. Forward to warrior one. Turning that back foot forward, finding crescent. Planting the hands, taking our three-legged dog. Downward dog. Left foot comes up. Swinging it outside of that left hand. We raise it up into crescent. Turning open that back foot. It becomes warrior one. Turning to the right, finding warrior two. Wrapping that right arm, raising that left, reverse warrior. Elongating that front. Windmilling to triangle. Back to warrior two. Forward to warrior one. Turning that back foot forward, crescent. Planting the hands, taking three-legged dog. Into upward dog. Downward dog. Catching the breath. Walking the hands to our center, or walking the feet to the center mat. Crawling the hands back to meet, forward fold. Coming into that halfway lift again. Forward fold. Inhaling the arms all the way up. And release. We're going to step these heels out toward the edge of the mat. Taking a wide stance over that mat. Gathering the breath. We want those heels just past that shoulder width. We're going to open the palms. Inhaling the arms up. Bringing the palms together. Lowering it to prayer at that chest. We're going to take a slow, controlled drop, finding a squat. Let's begin to lower it down. Taking it low and we hold. Planting the elbows between the knees, driving the knees open. Now finding a slow climb up. Holding that prayer. We're going to continually find that. Feet are spread. Taking that slow drop. Let's bring it down. Bringing those elbows between the knees. Driving them apart. And finding that slow climb. We're going to get it one more time, keeping those hands at prayer. Let's find that slow drop. And we hold. Shoulders back. Releasing prayer, palms forward. We're going to plant them on the mat, dropping to those knees. Resetting that tabletop at middle mat. From this tabletop, dropping to the elbows. Fingers face forward. Gathering the breath, shifting the hips back to child's. Bringing the shoulders back over the elbows. Curling under the back toes. We want to keep these forearms planted. Driving the hips up. And we hold. Bringing the knees back down, pushing into child. Bringing the shoulders back up. Curling under the back toes, driving the hips up. Bringing the knees down, finding child's. Shoulders forward, curling under the back toes, hips come up. From here, driving weight now through the palms, raising the forearms up, finding our downward dog. From downward, we're going to bring that left knee to that left wrist. Resting that leg down. We're going to slide this right leg back, opening up that hip, coming up onto the fingertips, finding that pigeon. Planting that left hand in the middle of the mat. We're going to bend that right knee, reaching that right arm for that right ankle. Releasing the ankle. We're going to crawl these hands forward and down. Crawling the hands back towards the legs. We're going to curl under these right toes, bringing the hips up, pulling out that left. We find that downward dog again. Now bringing that right knee to right wrist. We're going to drop the hips over that ankle. Coming up onto the fingertips. Planting that right hand in the middle of the mat. We're going to bend that left knee, reaching that left arm for that left ankle. Releasing that leg. We're going to crawl the hands forward and down. Crawling the hands back. We're going to curl under the left toes, taking the hips up, and we find downward dog. Dropping the knees to the mat. Finding that tabletop. We're going to extend this right leg all the way back. With that right leg extended, we're going to lift it up into the air, bringing it back down without touching the ground, and up. We're going to find that raise 10 times with that right leg. On that 10th raise, we're going to hold it up high. Here we go. Finding that raise in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we hold. With that right leg extended, we're going to bend this left knee, bringing the foot up. We're going to slowly bend the elbows, dropping the chest down, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Pushing up, bringing the right knee in. Extending that left leg. We're going to lift this left leg 10 times, finding that hold, finding the same movement as before. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Bring it up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we hold. Now bending the right knee, raising that right foot. We're going to bend the elbows, dropping the chest down, and we hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bringing it back, bringing the knees in. Catching the breath, we're going to push the hips back into that child's pose. Rolling the hands back towards the knees, raising that torso up. We're going to drop the hips to the left, bringing those feet around. Finding ourselves seated. From this seated, we're going to lay that torso back. Palms down to the sides. We're going to bring the knees up, pulling the heels close to the hips. From here, we're going to find a bridge variation. So we're going to drive the hips up, engaging the glutes, driving them high. We're going to be holding for 10. We're then going to bring it down, releasing the feet from the mat, raising the shoulder, finding our boat, holding for 10. We'll drop it down, taking that bridge. So we're going to go from that bridge to boat, hitting each one 3 times. Heels drawn in towards the hips, knees to the sky. Let's bring it up into that bridge. Shoulders are planted, drive the glutes high. We hold for 10. Three, 2, and 1. Dropping the hips down, extending the legs, holding that boat for 10. 3, 2, and 1. Planting the heels, taking the hips up for bridge, holding for 10. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the hips, finding our boat. 3, 2, and 1. Planting the heels, our last bridge. 3, 2, and 1. Our last boat. 3, 2, and 1. Dropping the feet, dropping the torso down, gathering the breath. We're going to draw those knees up into the chest, wrapping those arms around. You can find a slight rock, massaging out any tension in that lower back. From here, begin rocking forward. We're going to take ourselves all the way to a seated rock. Having the heels planted, those knees are slightly elevated. We're going to take that left foot under that right, bringing that left foot to that right side, taking that right leg over that left knee, planting that left hand. We're going to look back towards the left side. Legs locked. We're going to twist to the right, looking over the right side. Releasing that torso, unlocking those legs, finding that opposite, wrapping that left leg or right leg around to the left side, crossing that left over that right. We're going to twist back towards the right now. Each side should feel a little different. Locking the torso, twisting to the left. Unlocking the torso, unlocking the legs. We're going to swing the legs around towards that right side, coming down onto our stomachs. We're going to extend that right arm out and that left becoming a T. Keeping this right hand extended, we're going to bring that left palm to the left side of the chest. We're going to push up from the ground, bringing that left foot back, trying to let it reach that right. We're going to hold. Rolling this weight through that shoulder. Releasing back to center. Extending that left arm out. We're going to now pull that right palm in. Pushing out through the ground, rolling on that left shoulder. We're going to bring that left foot or right foot back to meet that left hand. Feeling that weight, pull open that shoulder. Falling back towards center. Bringing that left palm in to meet the chest. We're going to push up into full cobra. Pushing into tabletop. Curling under the back toes. Pushing into downward dog. Crawling the feet towards those front hands. Taking our forward fold. Keeping the hands on the mat, we step that right foot to the right side, that left to the left, a wide stance forward fold. Halfway lift. Inhaling all the way up. Squatting ourselves down. Releasing the hands, planting them behind us, dropping the hips back, extending our right and our left leg, opening the palms to the side. Inhaling the arms up, extending the hands straight forward in front of the chest, We're going to take a slow drop all the way down to the mat. Slow and controlled, belly button in. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. Taking it all the way down to the mat. Relaxing the shoulders, letting the arms rest. We're going to find a quick Savasana. Finish up our day. Closing the eyes. Finding a deep inhale in, lifting the spine off of our mat. Exhaling out, allowing the body to sink into the mat. Keeping the eyes closed. Regaining that control of breath. Feeling the body relax. Finding that deep inhale in. That exhale out. And again, that deep inhale in. That exhale out. Finding rotation in the fingers, the toes, the wrists and ankles. Bringing life back to the body. We're going to rotate towards that right side. Planting that left hand, we're going to lift ourselves up. Finding our seated position and finding our close. Pulling the shoulders back, bringing the hands to prayer at the chest. Closing the eyes, finding that deep inhale in through the nose. Softly opening the mouth, exhaling out. Again, finding that inhale in. Opening the mouth, letting it out. One more time, finding that inhale in. Opening the mouth, letting it out. I want to thank you all for joining me today. Finding a quick little flow to start our week. Remembering to stay positive, staying strong throughout this week. You have everything inside to make that happen. Have a great Monday, and we will see you again tomorrow. Namaste, everyone.